Shekinah from 90 Day Fiancé is in the hospital right now. She has developed severe kidney difficulties, according to doctors, and the situation is complicated. Naturally, everyone anticipates that her life partner will support her and give her mental fortitude throughout this period. However, the truth is very different. Instead of supporting Shekinah at this trying period, her husband intends to remarry Sarpa. It is definitely cruel and dishonest to try to start a new relationship without supporting his wife during such a trying period. The Shekinah most required the serpent's company and assistance during this period. The hospital room was dimly lit and filled with the gentle buzz of equipment. Her eyes, which had been sparkling, were now heavy with exhaustion as Shekinah reclined on the bed. She was surrounded by wires and tubes, each of which served as a lifeline and a reminder of how frail her body had grown. Her kidneys were deteriorating, and if things didn't get better, she might need a transplant, the doctors had told her bluntly earlier that morning. Shekinah has always been resilient, and the one who cheered people up with her words and smile. Now, however, she felt little as she lay there. Her spouse, Sarpa, with whom she had vowed to share her life, was what she most needed. She pictured him entering the room, sitting next to her, taking her hand and muttering, "I'm here. You're not by yourself." Sarpa, however, was absent. Rather, she had already heard whispers. Friends told her that Sarpa was busy preparing something unimaginable. He was thinking about getting married again, while she battled for her life. She had been broken more profoundly by the words than by any diagnosis. Sarpa sipped his espresso in a chic cafe across town, his phone ringing with messages from women vying for his attention. He glanced through them casually, only stopping when a message arrived from a woman he had been seeing in private. "Have you informed her yet?" The passage was read. He paused. He hadn't spoken to Shekinah. A greater portion of him defended his behavior, while a smaller part felt bad. "She is ill, too ill. This is not how I can live. Someone powerful and able to keep up with me is what I need." Sarpa persuaded himself that he was the victim and that he should be happy, even if it meant leaving the woman who had once put her heart in his hands. As the days went by, Shekinah's health changed. At times, she closed her eyes out of dread that she may not wake up again, and at other times, she felt strong enough to sit up and grin at the nurses. Miriam, her sister, was a constant and consoling presence by her side. Shekinah's heart, however, yearned for Sarpa. After another exhausting dialysis session one evening, Shekinah whispered to her sister, "Do you think he'll come? Do you believe he still has feelings for me?" The question devastated Miriam's heart. She had seen the rumors about another woman, Sarpa's social media posts, and photos of him at parties. However, she was unable to break Shekinah's brittle hope. "He ought to be here," Miriam said. "You should have him with you." Sarpa eventually appeared, but not in the manner Shekinah had anticipated. With a forced smile, he carried a bunch of roses into the hospital room. It might have appeared romantic to others, but Miriam saw right through it. Like a mask concealing the truth, the flowers were too flawless and too bright. He leant near and murmured, "Shekinah, how are you feeling?" Her mouth quivered. "I had been anticipating your arrival. I expected you to be here more." Sarpa did not look into her eyes. "I have been occupied. You are aware of the realities of life." Miriam was unable to contain herself. "Are you busy?" "Sarpa, she is struggling for her life. And without her, you're out making plans for another one?" Shekinah stopped. Her feeble hands tightened their hold on the blanket. "What is she talking about, exactly?" Sarpa's comments were not as loud as his quiet. Shekinah's face broke down in tears. "Is it accurate? You're with someone else while I'm here?" Sarpa let out a sigh, as though he were the one who was worn out. "I can't live like this, Shekinah. I didn't sign up to be confined to medical facilities. Instead of someone who is constantly ill, I need a companion who can live life to the fullest." The words were like a knife cutting through the room. Miriam's eyes blazed with rage as she gasped, but Shekinah's face revealed the truth. The man she had loved with all her heart had just broken her soul. "I believed that love was for better or worse," Shekinah said in a delicate whisper. "I assumed you would support me." Sarpa gave a headshake. I am unable to. That night, Shekinah sobbed until she was completely dry after Sarper left the hospital for the final time. The physical pain pulsing through her body was not nearly as painful as the betrayal. However, she experienced a transformation within herself. Maybe, she thought, she had been depending too much on someone who never really appreciated her. Sarper never deserved her in the first place if he couldn't support her now. Shekinah promised to battle with Miriam's help, but not for Sarper or the shattered marriage, but for herself. She grew stronger every day. She conversed with nurses, listened to music, and even started journaling about her experience. Although her body weakened, her spirit became more resilient. Shekinah smiled for the first time in weeks when the doctors finally informed her that her situation was stabilizing. Although Sarper's absence still caused agony, it had been replaced by resolve. She was going to live and live how she wanted to. In the quiet of that hospital room, Shekinah came to the realization that sometimes life takes away the individuals who weren't supposed to be there, exposing the inner strength you've always had. But it was hard to ignore the tension between Sarper and Shekinah once the cameras had begun to film. The Turkish apartment appeared serene from the outside, with sunlight pouring in through the windows and the city below humming, but a storm was building inside. The couple had been fighting for weeks about the same problems: cultural expectations, independence, and control. Proud and unyielding, Sarper thought he understood what was best for the partnership. Equally stubborn, Shekinah refused to let anyone, not even the man she loved, dictate her decisions. Shekinah's attire was the little issue that sparked the altercation that morning. Sarper scowled at the bright, form-fitting outfit she had picked out for their dinner plans. With his arms crossed, he forcefully stated, "You can't wear that." "Why not?" Shekinah's eyes narrowed as she shot back. "It is only a dress." With a harsh tone, he answered, "It's not just a dress. People will stare here. They'll believe you don't value me. Have you any respect?" Shekinah spoke up. "Respect isn't about attire, Sarper. It has to do with trust. Additionally, you are currently demonstrating your complete lack of trust in me." The dispute swiftly got out of hand. Voices reverberated around the apartment, followed by cameras. Sarper maintained that he was defending the relationship when Shekinah accused him of being domineering. "Are you able to hear yourself?" Shekinah raised her hands in the air and sobbed. "You claim to love me, but love isn't the same as telling me what to do, who to be, or what to wear. You treat me like this after I left everything to be with you?" Sarper's mouth clenched. "I have also made sacrifices," he yelled. "I have completely transformed my life for you. You don't see that, though. You never see what I give you. You only see what I don't give you." As the cameras pan to confessional interviews, each person opens out in a unique way. Shekinah sat with tears in her eyes as she sat on the couch. "I assumed Sarper would be my companion and a support system. However, I feel like I'm losing parts of myself every day. I'm not sure how long I can continue living this way." Sarper, meantime, stood on the balcony with a look of anger on his face. "Shekinah is unaware of my level of concern. She accuses me of being controlling, even though I was raised to believe that a man protects his woman. She's pushing me away, but I don't want to lose her." The altercation went on well into the night. The dinner was called off. From their wrecked living room, the once romantic skyline of Istanbul appeared to be a faraway world. Shekinah once reached for her luggage and started tossing clothes in it. Her voice was firm but wavering as she replied, "Perhaps I should just leave. Maybe this won't work if you can't accept me for who I am." Sarper stopped. His pride briefly vanished and was replaced by unadulterated fear. "Don't say that, please," he muttered. "Remain with me." Shekinah, however, shook her head. "Then, Sarper, you must change. This." She pointed to the walls, which were laden with unsaid rage between them. "This isn't love. It's command. And this is not how I can live." The episode concluded on a cliffhanger, with Sarper caught between clinging to his convictions and losing the woman he professed to love, and Shekinah standing at the door with her luggage in hand. As the narrator's voice hinted at the upcoming episode, the screen went black. Will Sarper change his ways? Or is this really the breaking point for Shekinah? She said. Check out 90 Day Fiancé the other way the following week. But it was evident from the first episode that Sarper Guven and Shekinah Garner would make one of 90 Day Fiancé the other way's most memorable couples. Even though their values and personalities diverged, they were constantly drawn back together by their inexplicable connection. Fans and family members were split after the ensuing flurry of heated debates, heartfelt admissions, and startling rulings. Be careful. Sarper is known for being controlling. Shekinah's friends cautioned her when she first packed her bags and left her cozy life in the United States to relocate to Istanbul. You may come to regret this. With assurance, Shekinah dismissed it, stating, "You have no idea how much we love you. He pushes me, but that's just his passion." But stress started as soon as she touched down. Sarper began critiquing her attire right away. "Too disclosing," he declared. "I want no other men to look at you." In response, Shekinah said, "Sarper, you don't own me. I didn't come here to play the role of someone's doll." Their relationship was shaped by that altercation. When Shekinah learned that Sarper had been and commenting on images of other women online, it was one of their most dramatic moments. In front of rolling cameras, she approached him at a cafe. "Do you consider me to be foolish?" She spoke sharply yet trembled with pain. "I see what you're doing, Sarper." Sarper leant back, defensive but composed. "Just social media is to blame. My woman is you. What's causing your insecurity?" "Uneasy," Shekinah yelled. "You call me insecure for pointing it out, but you make me feel invisible." There was silence in the cafe. People stared at each other. It looked like they were going to split up there for a second. Instead, Sarper followed Shekinah through the congested streets of Istanbul as she bounded out. The visit by Shekinah's daughter was another memorable occasion. She addressed Sarper head-on while seated in his stark white, minimalist flat, saying, "My mum deserves respect. She is deserving of happiness. Let her go, if you are unable to provide her with it." Sarper, who typically exudes such confidence, appeared rattled. "Your mother is loved by me. She must, however, also abide by my rules and customs." The daughter of Shekinah scowled. "Love has no rules. Freedom is love." The argument between the daughter and the boyfriend brought to light all of Shekinah's internal conflicts, including whether or not she was sacrificing too much of herself for love. When Shekinah passed out during a furious dispute over marriage, the tension escalated. Cameras showed Sarper in a frenzy as he hurried her to a nearby hospital because stress had taken its toll. Viewers witnessed Sarper's tender side for the first time. "Please don't leave me," he said, holding her hand as he sat beside her bed. "I can't let you go." Shekinah noticed tears in his eyes when she woke up. For a moment, all the battling dissolved away, replaced by sheer vulnerability. The most emotional moment thus far, however, came when Sarper eventually chose to propose. He took out a ring while the candles flickered on a rooftop with a view of the Bosphorus at night. "We battle like fire and wind, Shekinah, but you are my everything. Will you wed me?" Rather than shedding happy tears, Shekinah froze. Her ambivalent look was captured by the cameras. "Am I in love with you?" "Yes," she replied. "Can I, however, make it through this relationship? I'm not sure." As the episode came to a close, Sarper waited with fear and hope in his eyes as she stared at the ring, shaking. Sarper and Shekinah's journey has been nothing short of combustible, replete with passion, heartbreak, treachery, and love. Viewers have witnessed the highs and lows of choosing love across cultural boundaries at its most dramatic moments. Greetings, dear viewers, greetings from my channel. I am Amelia. Hope your day is really good. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video.